Jordan, good to see you. A really important topic today. The number one most important factor determining your retirement success. It is income. Let's break it down. According to a study by the Alliance for Lifetime Income, 80% of retirees with protected lifetime income say that they are confident they won't outlive their money compared to 33% without it. Now, I notice here the answer is income. Why isn't the answer how big your nest egg is?
Because the game changes when you go from your accumulation phase to your distribution phase. It's not how much can I make or how big is my nest egg. It's about how can I preserve that nest egg and maybe get income from that to support my lifestyle, because money is meant to support your life. And you need to make sure you have income to support your life, pay your bills, have fun. And that's why income is so vital and important.
Yeah, enjoy that retirement. Jordan, we've always kind of had an income plan, though. What's different in retirement?
Yeah, the income plan previously might have been like, hey, I get my paycheck every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm working, I got wages. That's the income that's going to support maybe my lifestyle. But it's a big pivotal change when you stop working. Now you're not relying on that employer to pay your paycheck or your lifestyle. You're now using your own investable assets to take income out of to support your lifestyle. And obviously, that might be supplemented some by Social Security or other forms of guaranteed income. But for a lot of people, they're supplying a lot of that income from themselves.
hmm Nearly 70% of pre-retirees say their biggest concern is generating enough reliable income to last a lifetime. Can you rely on just your investments to get you through retirement?
It's technically you can, right? But the problem with that is there's a lot of risk involved, because if the
Yeah.
market takes a dip or things happen and then you're forced to sell at a loss, that could dramatically impact your long-term retirement vision.
hmm
So what we try to show people is, hey, how do we look at your entire plan and how can we put more guarantees inside of it and
hmm
align the money maybe specifically to income, not just for growth. So say, you have a guaranteed your income is 40%. What if we can get your guaranteed income needs up to 80 or 90%?
Yeah.
That's going to give you more confidence. That's going to give you a license to spend. And I think that'll give you more peace of mind in those retirement years.
Right. And that's because if you rely on just your invested money for income in retirement, you are much more susceptible to sequence risk. Can you explain that risk, please?
Yeah, sequence of returns risk is basically, if you look at, we don't have a chart for today, but if you look at, the last 25-year market returns, and you take the top number and then you flip it with the bottom number, it doesn't really matter the sequence, but it's the same end result. The caveat comes in is when you start taking withdrawals from your nest egg, and say you have some bad market years in those first few years, that could deplete or to diminish your entire account within the next 10 or 12 years because you had to take withdrawals after a market correction. So we
Mhm.
want to make sure we protect and be proactive with our clients that right before or in the early stages of retirement, they're not subjecting their portfolio to too much risk. Where if there is a market pullback or correction and they're not forced to sell at a loss, which could really damper and really hurt their long-term retirement outlook.
Mhm. So, Jordan, how often should you revisit your income plan?
Yeah, well, I think if major things change, we want to make sure it's an ever flowing, ever adjusting plan that's evolving, or at least once a year for our clients, we have a deep dive on how's everything going. Do we need more income? Do we need less income? Maybe while you're healthy in those go-go years, you want to kind of spend more money. Maybe in your late 80s or mid 80s, you're not going to spend as much, but we want to tailor to the person, the family, and make slight adjustments along the way.
Mhm. Well, then, Jordan, if somebody would like to maybe just get that first income plan with you, which is always part of a financial plan that you build out, Jordan, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, the best way is our main number, 847-499-3454. And we can hopefully give them some guidance so we can maximize their income, but also minimize their taxes.
All right, everybody, stand by for a QR code at the end here. Jordan, thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.